And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned with the tail end of the broadcast. We have returned with the elimination match. We just crowned our first player making it through into the playoffs. That was Raynor. Raynor, he is the first player through into the main event, into the playoff bracket, I should say. Meanwhile, we're here to determine the first player out of the tournament. We have a ZVP. Let's go. As spawning in the right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Chinese, typically Terran, but now a Protoss player, the blue Protoss for Weibo Gaming. It is Oliveira. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg for Team Falcons. It is Rogue. Here we go, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Play show bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat as you get those predictions going. And again, Oliveira, he has been enjoying his off racing. We've seen him play Protoss, we've seen him play Zerg as well. He has been mixing it up. Here against Rogue Oliveira, I believe he should be playing Protoss every game in this series. And the reason why I say this is because Oliveira, he's not playing his main race. He's avoiding Terran, and he will be avoiding the mirror matchup. He will not play Zerg. So Protoss is the only option, the only answer. Let's go. Let us go. When it comes to this, curious as to why Oliveira has been off racing in this event, and even during Master Colosseum as well. We already knew that Oliveira, he has been tempted by the idea of retiring. It was in LiuLi Cup, the December finals, where Oliveira almost didn't play. CranKy did reach out and did ask him to actually compete, and I mean, hey, Oliveira, he won the tournament. It was crazy, it was wild. Did win the event. But Oliveira, he has been very much so demotivated as of late, and at least from what I had heard, is that Oliveira, he was saying that he was going to retire if there was no announcement regarding EWC and StarCraft. But we did hear from some people in the chat that were tuning into the SE Boy stream yesterday that apparently Oliveira had stated that he was going to be retiring regardless. So if that is the case, this might be the final games that we're seeing here from Oliveira here in LiuLi Cup. In the LiuLi Cup. Which is sad to hear, just because he's such a great player. Like Oliveira, he is so damn good. I would say he is maybe top 3 Terran in the world. Like top 3 Terran, just under Clem and Maru is where I would typically place Oliveira. He's a very strong competitor, and we saw that at EWC. Like his performance at Esports World Cup was not bad whatsoever. Same with the events preceding that as well. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it will come down to Oliveira, to his decision. We'll see what he goes for, whether he, you know, again, retires or doesn't. Meanwhile, Stargate into Void Me. Now, we spoke earlier about how typically whenever we see a player off race here as Protoss, especially in this PvZ matchup, it is not uncommon to see Skytoss, to like rush into Skytoss. It's going to be a Void Ray opener. We'll see if Oliveira goes for a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon alongside this. Otherwise, he could just go for Oracle into a third base, into a Twilight Council. There are options here for Oliveira. There are options. Comes down to what he enjoys. It's what he likes. What does he enjoy here in this matchup? Is it the Sky Toss? It's possible. Safety Roach Warren out of Rogue. This is designed to be done in time for a Glaive follow-up. Speaking of, we do see that Oliveira is still just getting his third base. No early tech yet. There it is at Twilight Council. Twilight Council has been thrown down, and based on the Twilight Council timing, I believe Oliveira is planning... Ooh, that's an early Forge. Okay. You have my attention. This tech is earlier than normal, so I would assume this is +1 and Blink into potentially a 3-base all-in. Otherwise, this could be Charge. We'll keep an eye on Oliveira. What do you have for us? What do you got? Meanwhile, you see across the map, so far Rogue is keeping up. He's defending his bases. No drones have gone down yet. And there's the answer of +1 and charge on the way for Oliveira. And this should be a +1 in charge timing. Oh boy. And this can hit like a truck. I believe we should be reinforcing this with Archons as well, with the Templar Archives. Gateway explosions on the way. And Rogue is building up his Roach army. Oh wait, it's a 2-base all-in. Alright, I guess technically going to be a soon-to-be 3-base all-in, as the 3rd base is somewhat getting saturated. Oh boy. As Oliveira is building up. Again, no gases at the natural, no gases at the 3rd. It is going to be a charge-based all-in, of course, purely minerals. And Rogue is still trying to piece it all together. Still trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Have Oliveira going for his Hydrogen. Oh, sorry, Rogue going for the Hydrogen. So Roach is the Hydras. Blink is on the way behind this. This tells us that Oliveira might decide to take his gases. Link dips in. Zelta warping as well. Here comes the first push. Oliveira knocking down the expansion. And Rogue not quite in position for this. That is going to be a cancel. Cancel on the hatchery. Rogue attempted to punish, but that's a lot of zealots. And Oliveira, he commits. He dives on the army. Lings go down. Roaches are exposed. Sorry, queens are exposed. So far, Oliveira, he backs off. Doesn't commit. Will preserve those zealots. Does preserve them. Does build up. Getting another expansion. Taking his gases. Let's go. So Oliveira, he is taking up. Towards at least Blink. No splash damage yet. Meanwhile, as Oliveira is building up into Blink Stalkers, we do have Rogue building up towards Roach Hydra. Into potentially Lurkers. Lings, they confirm the army. Oliveira rotating towards the south. These rotations take a long time to really get going. But Oliveira, he has arrived. Is we pushing in. Going for the expansion. Cross transfuse. Yeah, the base is going to be saved. And Rogue, he should be able to hold. Zones away the Zealots. And Rogue is about to max. Like, Rogue, he's just outscaling Oliveira. Again, previously, this was supposed to be an all-in, and now Oliveira, he's trying to expand, trying to tech up, but there's still no Storm, there's no Disruptors, no Colossus, no nothing. And this is going to be a tough hold here for Oliveira, as he has purely Stalker. And yeah. Pushing in. Raids with the army. Takes down the Zealots. Is running out of Hydras. Oliveira coming in from behind. Not bad. Cleans up half the army. The other half finally arrives. Bit of a disjointed attack here from Rogue. But it's still enough. Yeah, it's still just too much. Rogue, he shuts down the Void Ray, pushing in towards the 3rd. Rogue bleeding out too many Stalkers. Sorry, Oliveira bleeding out too many Stalkers. The Protoss, you know what I mean. And with that GG, Rogue will take game number 1. Whew. GG, well played. Rogue does take a lead in the series. Again, coming into this, Rogue is the favored player, as Oliveira is off race, not as competitive here with Rogue, or at least we didn't expect it to be, but it was a very interesting build. Very interesting build nonetheless from Oliveira to go for the attempted charge all-in. Unfortunately, unfortunately, Rogue was playing safe, if you remember. He was playing safe. He was being careful. As a result, when the Zealot army arrived, there were Roaches. There were Roaches all ready to defend, so Rogue, he was safe and sound, and after the initial defense, it was just a really rough kind of road to the mid game there for the Protoss, for Oliveira, as he was just outscaled. Couldn't quite keep up in a longer game state. And now we're getting into game number 2. And again, we should be seeing more Protoss here from Oliveira. And game 2 is going to be on Ley Lines. Interesting. Ley Lines is a smaller map compared to Amygdala. That is true. Aggression could be a little bit more favored here. We'll see. I wouldn't be opposed to another Void Ray opener. Wouldn't be opposed to it from Oliveira. To go Void Ray into, instead of Charge all in, maybe something different. Maybe Sky Toss? Maybe. We'll see. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. It is Oliveira. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is Rogue. Here we go. Hello, Rogue. As a drone is being sent out, and Rogue is setting up for a hatch block across the map. Now, this shouldn't be for an all-in. This should just be to disrupt the opener, to block the natural, and then Rogue can expand back at home and drone up and just settle into a longer game state as the hatchery is placed. Hatchery has been thrown down. Oliveira, he does pull the boys. Going to be 6 probes here to deal with the hatchery. Across the map, Oliveira does at least delay the expansion of Rogue. Pylon is placed. Rogue behind this, throwing down earlier tech. Going to be going for this, for the gases and for the pool. So delayed expansion here for Rogue as the pylon does not complete. On the way. Rogue was just being as annoying as possible. Oh my god. Does not allow his opponent to expand. For at least a little bit longer, but there we go. Rogue now finally takes the natural. Natural is finally on the way. Across the map, Rogue, he does cancel the hatchery, starts an Evo chamber. For the curious, you can pull this off because whenever you cancel a hatchery, a small patch of creep is left over. You can begin a building. And with that, Rogue gets a full scout, gets a read on any kind of earlier tech, and we're settling it. So Gate Cyber expand here by Oliveira. Rogue earlier gases into a natural, into a third base. The bases are very delayed here for Rogue, that is true. To make up for it, early link speed. Early link speed here out of Rogue. And from here, Rogue should just be joining, should just be saturating. From the side of Oliveira, I'm curious to see where he goes from here. As a reminder, last game, Oliveira did open Void Ray. When Void Ray opener into a charge-based all-in, here we could be seeing another Void Ray into something different. I'm hoping for Void Ray opener into either Glaive Adepts, or into a standard game, or into Sky Toss, to try to keep Rogue guessing. But now Rogue forced to make 10 lings to defend. The tech is still quite delayed here for Oliveira. And Rogue, you will get a free scout. That should not have happened. Lings, they slip into the main. They confirm the Stargate. Oh, you confirm. And there it is. Once again, Void Ray opener out of Oliveira. As I mentioned before, like, I do quite like this here. If you open up Void Ray at the beginning of the series, you may as well commit. And open Void Ray every game. One probe goes down so far. Surround on the Zealot. Nice pickoffs here by Rogue. Nice pick up so far. Interesting. Rogue going for an earlier Evo chamber. That is not seen too often. Gets us around, takes down the Adepts. That should not have happened. Ay. Yeah, no shield battery. 3 Adepts go down. Probes under fire. Oliveira taking a third. Link Scout does confirm no earlier attack. 26 things and 28 links in production. Ah, no. That's a lot of links. No, he's going for the third. At least the third base, maybe even more than that. First Oracle's just now on the way. Again, Oracles, they have their place in this matchup because of the 4-day first. It means there's not much less to defend. And Lings, they will hit the third. Even surrounding the Zealots. No. We just ignore the third base. We ignore the third. The wall is wide open. Oliveira doing his best hero impression. Lings, they flood into the main. They flood into the natural. Pylon is surrounded. And Oliveira just being torn apart. No, everything's on fire. Everything does catch fire. They reinforce since they still go for the third base. 13 probe kills. Ay, that should not have happened. Here, Rogue just consulted his army, still making pure Ling. No, and it's still open. No, the wall is still open. The wall is still not a wall. Lings, they bust into the mineral lines. Probe's going to be going down. A lot of workers. Ooh, that's going to be 13 probe kills. And Lings, they're still busting into the main. And there it is. GG. Good luck in the next round. And Rogue, you will pull Oliveira apart and take the series 2-0, advancing on to the decider match. GG. GG, well played. Rogue will claim the series. We'll take the best of 3. And my condolences to Oliveira here. Again, Oliveira, there are definitely rumors, or I mean, I say rumors, there's a high chance that Oliveira is going to be stepping away and is going to be retiring. There's a reason as to why he has been off racing as of late. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what does occur with Oliveira in the coming months. Again, if there is going to be an official retirement, we'll be there to announce it, as always, during the podcast. Regardless, though, Rogue does advance on into the next round, and up next, we have the final best of 3 of the night. The final series is going to be a best of 3 between Gumiho and Rogue. Let's go. Let us go. Just setting things up. The vetoes are underway, so we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have our final series of the broadcast. See you soon. See you soon.